My name is Pia Stender. You see my very long title, Manager, Employer Brand, Online Relations and Social Media. But today I'm here with you because I was leading the project to roll out a global employee advocacy concept within 콘티넨탈. I am with the company for 8 years now, joined as a cross move from online marketing for banks. And since then, I'm active in various forms and on various projects around our employer brand. I left my QR code for LinkedIn on the slide for anyone who likes to connect on employer branding and whoever wants to maybe learn a bit more about myself. So I won't dive into further detail. I would like to start with an introduction of 콘티넨탈. For those of you who don't know 콘티넨탈, I like to share a little overview first. 콘티넨탈 is a 150-year-old company founded and headquartered in Germany. To the general public, 콘티넨탈 is widely known for premium tires. In that area, we set an industry benchmark in operational efficiency as well. But we are also a leading player in autonomous mobility and in software-defined vehicle architecture. And that's maybe what not everyone knows. And with our ContiTech business area, we focus on smart and sustainable solutions out of rubber and beyond, and develop digital and intelligent solutions in various future-oriented sectors. Our global team is made of around 233,000 employees, talented and dedicated, more than 2,100 of them in Korea. We are present in 561 locations in 58 countries and markets. Of course, activities vary a lot from country to country. And before we can talk about employee advocacy, I also need to introduce our employer brand in general, since I guess also not every one of you is maybe familiar with our employer brand in detail. In its simplest form, the employer brand is the reputation of an organization as an employer. It follows the same basic principles as a consumer brand. And as some of or many of you might know, strong brands focus on a strong brand core and on a unique corporate design. An employer brand describes the employer value proposition and is built from the perspectives of our organization and our own employees. At the same time, it should meet the needs of our target group on the talent market, so that it goes hand in hand. We have implemented a strong local employer brand approach at Continental. You can imagine, or maybe already experienced yourself, that it is difficult to meet this sweet spot between authenticity and transparency and the needs and interests of the target group, especially when you are active in various industries and in various markets. It is more difficult to find the thing that everyone shares within the company. We made our way through many years ago and could identify and shape our brand core that we share across the globe with all our colleagues. We found that our people are driven by their passion to make a meaningful difference to the world, to their families and to their friends and to themselves. Our culture fosters individual talent, mutual trust, and lifelong learning. And we support our people so they can master their career journeys, go further, reach higher, and realize really their greatest potential. All this is summed up in our claim, "Let your ideas shape the future," and makes our communication territory focus on everything surrounding creating impact. But don't just take my words for it, but let some of my colleagues from different countries tell you in the video that I would like to show to you.
Research and development in general, I believe, really changes the life and society to become a better place.
And it's good to see something that I've developed actually happen in real life. Jeder, der mal sein Auto ganz zerlegt hat, stellt fest, dass erstaunlich viele Teile außerhalb der Reifen von Continental kommen. Und ja, das erfüllt einen mit Stolz.
Also das automatisierte Fahren ist für mich das spannendste Thema in unserem Themenbereich. In der alltäglichen Arbeit merkt man aber auch, wie komplex sowas ist, wie gut das durchdacht werden muss.
The biggest motivation is knowing that you make something that helps save lives of people. And if you see the maturity, what we have done in the past 10 years till today, it has been a huge progress.
Each of the developers or the engineers, they are empowered to have more autonomy or masteries in their own development work so that we can foster more innovation within them.
I envision a society with one day having vehicles on the roads that are all running on sustainable energy.
Für mich ist dieser Markt von einer Nischenanwendung hin zu einem Massenmarkt eine extrem spannende Phase, die das ganze Thema Elektromobilität auch emotional macht.
Mich macht es schon stolz, dass ich hier in diesem Unternehmen ein Baustein sein darf.
How I can smooth your life, how to support you from the first mile to the last mile, those things we are right now working on.
What drives me is actually reducing the complexity of my everyday life. I really love the concept of having just a click of a button and getting everything that I want.
Man sieht richtig, die Leute, die an diesen Themen arbeiten, brennen dafür. Alle haben Bock, gemeinsam was zu machen.
Ich liebe es zu lernen. Ich kann ja jeden Tag was Neues lernen. Ich kann mit sehr intelligenten Menschen mir Gedanken über Technik von morgen machen.
So if you want to start new things, always there's a challenge because no one has done it before.
Yeah, hope you liked and enjoyed the video. Our clear focus with our communication territory around creating impact also builds the foundation for our design. Since an employer brand is not built or changed overnight, we have to stay consequent over time, but also consistent across borders and channels, especially online. Country-specific communication does not really exist anymore. Everyone can see everything all the time. It's accessible everywhere. On a global level, we have developed countless templates and materials for the use on local level. We call this global approach. I emphasized that already because we provide templates and guidelines centrally, but adapt to local cultures and needs within the markets and countries. We want to make it as easy as possible for our colleagues in the countries to also make it easier to stay consistent. And to strengthen our brand core, we, of course, first came up with a brand manual. It includes our strategy as well as the style guide for all employer-related things. And to really improve our brand approach, we needed to execute our strategy on a global level. Therefore, we created our employer brand toolbox with all ready-to-use materials, but also with all localizable templates. The toolbox does not create a brand experience per se, though. It needs to be implemented at all touch points with the talent market. That happened in the rollout, and it's still happening every day. We use the employer brand in our print materials, at events, at the locations, and of course online. To get a feeling, I would like to show you 3 Instagram story takeovers in a short video from 3 different countries, so you can get a feeling how it works in one of the 100 formats we apply, and how it is different for the countries.
Hello, my name is Robert Irvin, 45-year employee here at the Mount Vernon tire plant and setup tech. Gonna kind of follow me around today and just see what I do on a daily basis.
Hi, I'm Ez. Hi, I'm Kate. We're here at the largest conference for female engineers looking for talent to join our team. Swing by our booth and follow along. I could love it.
Right now we are in the midst of students working on their problem statement, and I don't want to be really loud and disturb them, but you can see the environment here is very intense.
Yeah, the Instagram stories give you a feeling how we translate our employer brand into that format, and as well to a younger audience, as you might have seen. Authenticity and transparency is crucial when building employer brand messaging. This is really something we emphasize a lot. We also wanted to apply that into practice in our last bigger global campaign. We wanted to avoid very generic messaging that is very disconnected from the brand and doesn't truly provide any insight to how we are different from others. We also did not want to lean too far into aspirational messaging that doesn't reflect our current state and what talents can really experience when joining. In the pictures, you can see that we put our colleagues into the center and showed how they create impact in different ways. With the tagline, "My job is done when," we targeted our most strategically important job profiles, reached out to them on various channels in various formats, video, print, pictures, and so on. And we provided all countries with an expanded toolbox. I won't go into detail here, but basically wanted to showcase the principle behind and show you some tiny examples on the slide. Maybe you can then already get a feeling. As I said, authenticity and transparency brings me to the topic of employee advocacy. The employee advocacy definition is quite simple. It is the promotion of Continental by our employees. We see that some colleagues advocate for Continental on social media anyhow already, but we were thinking of how to encourage more colleagues and what kind of support might be needed. I would like to go a few steps back to show how we strategically sort in employee advocacy in our work. We like to see our media ecosystem as a universe we operate in. What we do to share our employer brand is to make best use of our own media. You see the planet in front. By spreading our news, messages, stories through our various channels, we intend to build a long-term relationship with our target group. We operate in a digital global landscape with around 50 profiles in 25 countries. The trust in pure company messages is further decreasing, though, not only for Continental, and reaching our target group becomes more and more difficult. Of course, we could simply move to the paid planet and pay for that reach, but that requires a very high media budget, and people still don't put much trust in these messages. They still come from the company, and they are even marked as advertising. So what we try to do instead is that we further foster on our earned media planet. And earned means that not only Continental as a company, but others share our brand, news and stories. That can be journalists, that can be customers, but most important to us, our own employees. And they are the most credible source of information for potential colleagues, and we can increase our outreach and engagement with our employer brand in a highly trusted way. This is the owned media landscape I was mentioning. We meet with all countries each month to analyze our performance on these channels. So I shared the examples of our first two steps, shape and share. This is our simplified way of thinking. And now let's go to the vitalize step.